All right, a little waltz for a little girl. So I composed this piece around 6 or 7 years ago. Composed it for my daughter, because at that time she loved to run around and do this like little dance. In fact, she still does it. The score and tab is free at my website, so check it out. Because of the dance she liked to do, I wanted to compose this in the style of a waltz. So a waltz is a type of dance in 3/4 times. So you get the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so from the beginning. Half bar at 10. All right, so for this last one, there's a fermata over it. So it's that little dot with the circular line over it. That just means to hold it longer than what the duration is. So one thing about 2 of the measures, if you take a look at measure 4, then notice the bass note is just 1/4 note. So what I'll do to stop that string, I'll do one of 2 different things. One, I'll just rest my thumb there. Another thing I'll do is just take my left hand and lay it on the strings, just to deaden that string. So it goes. So the same thing happens in measure 7 with the 4th string. All right, so measure 10, slowly. Half bar. All right, then measure 13 is the same as measure 1. It just repeats measures 1 through 9 again. So you get this. All right, then measure 22, we have my favorite guitar chord of all time. It's this fully diminished chord. And we're gonna play at the 3rd fret, 6th, 9th, and then also the 12th fret. And often I'll roll that chord. So I might go something like this. Measure 24. All right, so that is the first section of the piece. Now we're gonna go to the middle section of the piece, and we start off with this chord, which is an F major chord. So you get slowly, bar at 3, A minor. Back to the F chord again. Then we have this chord. So this is a G chord, and this is a tough stretch. So if you're having a hard time with it, so there's a couple things you can do with this. One is if you bring your left elbow out a little bit, it makes it a little bit easier to make that stretch. And the other thing is I might drop my left shoulder. So I might bring the elbow out and drop my left shoulder to try and get that chord. Now if you try everything, you just can't do it, just take the bass. Don't worry about the bass. You can just play the top 3 strings. All right, measure 33. This is a C major chord. Then we have the F chord again. Bar at 3. A minor. C major chord. D. E major. So for that E chord, I might play it one of 2 ways. I do strum it, just that whole, all 6 strings. But sometimes I'll do it with my nail. And And sometimes I'll do it just with the flesh of my thumb. It gives it kind of a, well, the nail gives it a brighter sound. And then with just the flesh, it gives it kind of more of a mellow sound. And often I'll make that decision just as I'm playing. It's like, what do I feel like doing? All right, so 42, we have the E major. And then we have this chord. So this chord right here, it's just like the D7 chord, except it's at the 3rd fret. Now I am fingering it so that my first finger is free, because that's going to help me get the next chord, which is this fully diminished 7th chord. So I can just slide that up, add the first finger. Measure 43. Back to the F chord. So this is a repeat. F. Repeat. All right, so now we're gonna do this D7 thing, except up here. So the first finger's at that 9th fret. That F chord again. G. So this is a C chord. Although I'm not playing all 6 strings, so I won't put these 2 fingers down. So you get bar at 9. Then you have the F chord again. G, A minor. And then you do a harmonic 12th fret. That is not a good harmonic, Rob. Right there. All right, and that's the end of the middle section. And so then the first section repeats, and then the last few measures are a little bit different. So if we start at measure 66 slowly. So this is all a repeat. Fermata. Fermata again, and then here are those diminished chords. So again, that's all a repeat of the first section. So the ending of it, if you start at measure 91, you get and then you have this chord. So this is an A minor chord. But what I'm doing is a bar at 2, 2nd finger, pinky. And then a half bar at 5. All right, there it is. A waltz for a little girl. I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck.